things I wish I knew before I started my skincare brand. Guys, so I'm launching a skincare brand, and the first product I'm launching is a professional hand protection and barrier repair cream. After cleaning for many years, my hands have completely been damaged from wearing gloves, chemicals, and also constantly washing. Like, they are so cracked, they are painful, and also like they get irritated really easily. And I find out also, like, when I wear some gloves, like they just make it worse. So now I have to stick to one like brand of gloves. So the first thing that I had to learn was making sure I got my formula correct, because if you don't have your formula like correctly written out, you would just end up creating something that first of all doesn't work, and it just doesn't work. Like, you need to make sure you have like a really good formula. And for me to come up with like a really good formula, I tested so many hand creams like so many before I could come up with a formula that I thought would be very different to what's currently in the market. That's one thing I had to do. Next thing that I had to do was that I didn't know I had to do was, when it comes to naming your product, there are some words that you can't just use. Like in Australia, they're really very strict on certain wording that you can use when it comes to your skincare. You can't say it's gonna like make this look like this. It's like you can't be specific on exactly what it's gonna say. I can't write on there that it's gonna get rid of all your flakes. Like you can only kind of say maybe going to do this. You just something like that you can't just, you can't. That's something that I didn't even know, but now I'm like having to learn about it and making sure whatever I'm putting on my packaging is actually up to the rules when it comes to skincare. Another thing I didn't know was the waiting around. Oh my gosh, like now I understand why people say if you speak with people, someone tells you that they're launching a product and it's taken them a whole year to get it ready. Honestly, believe them, because I used to think, why did it take you so long to like launch a certain brand? But now I totally understand, because the waiting around, because you prepare your sample, you prepare your formula, then you send it off to manufacturers, you find a manufacturer, then the waiting for them to prepare your formula and actually get a product to you is between 6 to 8 weeks. So you're literally waiting around for like 2 months for you to just get one sample out to you. And every time you get a sample, like you get it like reformulated, you have to wait again for another like 4 to 6 weeks of waiting for that next updated sample as well. Those are things honestly I did not know, because you always see brands say, oh, this has taken us a year to, you know, get it ready, and it's, you know, I'm only launching this after years of hard work. And I would think, yeah, but honestly, definitely believe that. And yeah, and another thing that I didn't know was, once your skin barrier is broken, until you find something to like repair it and protect it, no matter what cream or whatever you use on your hand, it's actually not going to help your hands. Like, you can use as many hand creams as you can, and you can try so many different ones, but it wouldn't like work. So you really need to make sure you get a product that's going to protect your hand and also repair the barrier that's already being damaged, for your skin to actually start healing and for it to, I guess, get better, pretty much. So this is why I feel like people will buy hand cream after hand cream hoping to like fix the problem, but without actually realizing that the barrier is completely damaged and you need to repair it before any cream will actually work on it. If you have dry hands, don't just go out and buy a hand cream or the next one or the next one. Just make sure you're finding a product that's gonna repair your barrier for your skin to actually feel good and be better as well. Another thing that when it comes to starting a skincare skincare brand that I didn't know was also the fact that you can't just like, you have to stick to certain colors. Like, you know, a lot of the time people, skincare brands, they are the colors are all the same, if you see, and that is because it's just I guess your brand, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like the green or whatever it is you're going with, it kind of represents, like, you need a very solid color. That's what I've learned. It's like you can't just use any color, and I know there are some brands out there that just use like other color, but it has to be like a really strong solid color when it comes to skincare brand. I think that's why you see a lot where they're either really black or blue or like green, like full on solid colors instead of like lighter colors and that kind of stuff. And those are things that I honestly did not know about, and until now that I'm actually starting my skincare brand. And the other thing is, like, also you, like, your product testing, you have to, once it's finalized, you have to wait for them to like retest it even more to like make sure the product sits well, like the live shelf is really up to date, and it's not gonna expire if they leave it out. Like, if you are selling to retailers, you don't want it to expire straight away, like that kind of stuff. And you really have to be very specific on what you put on your label. When it comes to label, you really need to be really specific on what your product will do. You can't just leave out things because you could get sued for that. Those are like things that I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know. So if there's any ingredient on there that you think people are commonly allergic to, you really have to make sure you put in your package that, yeah, you might get this allergy, and if in case of allergies, and that's why people do that. Like, if you get like any sort of hand cream or whatever, it always tells you that if you react to these, make sure you stop using it and that kind of stuff. And I just thought they did that, I guess, to more people. I didn't really realize it was like a whole law behind it that you couldn't like do that kind of stuff. And also, you don't want to be sued because you didn't put that on your packaging. But anyway, those are things that I've learned since starting my skincare brand, and obviously I'm learning again as I go. There will be more that I'll be able to share with you guys, but until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.